Hello and welcome everybody to another Foundations draft. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at rank number 150. In the last video, we got to draft a really sweet Dimir control deck with triple Micromancer and 6 targets for the Micromancer. It was a whole lot of fun. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check it out. Hopefully, in this draft, the goal, of course, is to always win and try to get another trophy and hopefully crack the top 100 after this draft. Now, before this draft starts, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by tcgplayer.com. Check out tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to pick up that booster box to do some drafts at home, or if you want to pick up some singles to round out your commander deck or your next FNM deck, make sure you check them out. Click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Additionally, they are going to have a Cyber Weekend promotion, which is going to start on November 29th. That runs until December 2nd. Make sure you check that out. You'll get 10% store credit on all products, and subscribers will earn a 13% bonus. Additionally, this video is brought to you by heavyplay.com. Go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. We're talking about deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Additionally, if you catch them at an SEG con, make sure you swing by and say hi, because if you go there and say that I sent you, you will receive that 10% discount as well. Okay. Well, you know what? Don't have to do much thinking. Zimone, that is. This is a card worthy of splashing. Maybe it will be blue-green. Maybe it will be base green with a splash. Who knows? This card's ridiculous. 4 mana for a 1/4. Beginning of combat, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. Blue and a green tap. Double the number of each kind of counter on up to 2 creatures. So, tons of stats. It's like a Felidar Savior, except you get to do it every single turn. And then you get to double it. Yeah, it's insane. What else is in the pack? Feybloom Trick is a very good, effective tempo card. Felidar Savior is another card that I like at common. Most of the other commons are kind of mediocre, so it's really between Felidar Savior, Feybloom Trick, and the Zimone. And of course, we are going to take the Zimone and sculpt some victories. All right, moving on to pack number 2. This is a slightly less exciting pack. There is a Tiny Bones, which I don't think is particularly strong. It's just way too slow in my opinion. I guess if you have other discard effects, it can be okay. There's Guarded Air, which is an okay top-end card. There's Reclamation Sage, which in some formats would be good. But this is not the format for it. There's just not a lot of good artifacts or enchantments to kill, so I just don't think Rec Sage is that good. So I'm looking at Think Twice, Beastkin Ranger, and Felidar Savior. You know, I don't want to necessarily lock into the blue-green card just yet. Felidar Savior seems like the best card. Think Twice is also quite good. I'm going to take Think Twice. I just think card advantage is pretty nice. There's also a Felidar Savior in the pack, but obviously want to try our best to try to cut off some of the colors for the Zimone, and I just think Twice is excellent. Just because there's not infinite ways to get card advantage in this format. Also, the Zimone is highly splashable, but here I'm going to take Felling Blow. Very good removal spell, and there's honestly nothing else that even comes close. So let's go ahead and take that. Now that we're kind of locking in... Or now that it looks like we're more likely to end up in blue-green as a color combination, things get a little more interesting. There's Eager Truffle Snout, 3 mana for a 4/2 Trampler. When this hits your opponent, you get a food, which is okay. There's Dwindon's Elite if you're elf heavy, but this is better in a black-green deck, which has a few more elves. There's Eaten Alive on the splash, or we could end up some kind of Sultai deck. I guess I'll just take the Truffle Snout. Eaten Alive is okay, Battlesong Berserk is okay, but let's just try to cut off the green here. I mean, this card is fine, nothing insane, but, you know, 3 mana for 4 power creature that gets you a piece of cardboard when it connects is not the worst. This pack, however, is quite bad. I guess there's a world where we can maybe end up red-green. I don't like Quakestrider Ceratops very much. These blue cards all kind of stink. So I might just take a Gorehorn Raider. If I do end up in a red, maybe a Teamer deck, we'll see. But if I'm going to be like a red-green aggro deck, I have a 4-power creature here already. This card actually isn't bad. So again, this is just me trying to find my lane and just drafting accordingly. That's a late bacon to a pie, and I think that's enough better than the Elfsworn Giant here, that I will take it here and see what colors I should be. Now I really wish I took that Eaten Alive. I don't even know what I took over it. Was it the Truffle Snout? That's not too bad. And Think Twice we took over the 3/3, so that's not too bad either. Okay, man, all kinds of signals left and right. We have Burglar Rat, which if I do end up going black-green is quite nice. But there's also Ruby. If I end up going red-green, that's really nice as well. Man. I'm going to take the Ruby. I haven't drafted red-green yet. That's my big tiebreaker. I haven't drafted red-green 4 powers matters. I'll take the Ambush Wolf. It's a 4-power creature. There's a Think Twice here as well. But let's take the Ambush Wolf, and maybe we can end up in some kind of a teamer deck here. That's a Felidar Savior that tabled. Holy cow. All kinds of mixed signals here. It's kind of nuts. But I will take the Thornwood Falls because no matter what happens, I will try my best to play the Zimone here. So let's go ahead and do that. So maybe we're blue-green-red. I mean, maybe we're blue-green splash. Maybe we're either straight blue-green at the moment or red-green splash blue for the Zimone. I mean, the thing is, this is just such a good card in the red-green deck. Here, now, I'm not a big fan of Campus Guide, but if you are splashing, it's somewhat defensible if you don't have the sources. Blue didn't seem crazy open here. I don't like Elementalist Adept very much. There's also Incinerating Blast, which I also don't like very much. We'll just kind of keep all of these cards on the right side. Gorehorn Raider, I don't mind. So let's just keep taking those. There is a Windscarred Crag if I do want to splash white, but probably not in the cards here. Definitely want to keep my curve on the lower side. I like all the 4 power cards, but to figure out what kind of 2-drops that we would like to pick up for this deck. Overrun is probably the card that I'm taking here. I don't love it, but this pack is quite bad. There's an Anthem of Champions, which is pretty nice, but of course we're not white-green. And literally everything else is bad. Just Grow from the Ashes is not what this type of deck wants. We want to curve out. We want to beat down. There's an Eat Alive if I want it to be black from earlier, but red-green definitely feels like an overrun color combination, so let's go ahead and take that here and see where to take things. This pack is not good. You know, every time I see a pack with just more unplayable cards, it just makes me second guess everything about this format. It's just so, like, this is such a feel bad. Like, there is 1, 2, 3 cards you're happy playing in your deck? I guess I'm taking Goldvein Pick. Do I splash Balmor? You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to take Balmor. And I don't really recommend this. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with my mana. All right, I'm taking Coma. Like, my red cards are just not good enough here. We're going back. We're going back. I'm taking Coma. And we are going to now completely shift gears and try to draft a sweet blue-green Coma deck. All right. None of these red-green cards matter. I don't really like Burnished Heart. I don't really like Erudite Wizard. It's like the only green common I want is Llanowar Elf. I guess I'll go back to taking the Courageous Goblin in case I end up back in red-green. I did take that Coma there because I wanted to make that happen, but I can't just force things, right? Like, I could get the Coma passed to me and then notice that blue and green are not open. And then, you know, obviously I'm in a much more difficult spot here. There's a Brineborn Cutthroat, which is not particularly good in blue-green. I have like a Think Twice. There's a Strongbox Raider, which is pretty good in red-green. There's an Uncharted Voyage, which is a decent interactive spell. I guess I'll take the Uncharted Voyage. And now we have... Where are the green cards? I, like, didn't pass any. I passed almost none. I just feel like people just ignore signals or just... Anyways, this is just me tilting off for no reason. I will take this a Swiftwater Cliffs and move on from there. Think Twice is fine, but I will take the Micromancer. If I can pick up a Bushwhack, this card will be excellent. I'll take a Refute. I don't mind Refute, but maybe not in this style of deck. I'll take an Erudite Wizard. Not very good. I'll take an Elementalist Adept. Not very good. Oh, you know, I just get too many drafts that look like this, though. Like, I guess, am I red-green? Am I blue-green? Am I red-green? Am I blue-green? I just need 2 drops. I'm taking this red 2 drop and hoping for the best. This is... I don't know. This is the deck. I have 11 playable cards. I have 11 playable cards. I'll put all my blue cards here to the side. But man, this is just... This just feels like... I feel like this just happens often in this format. And it feels like really old school draft format where you really just have to make just a pile of cards somehow work together. That's probably making its way into the deck along with this Incinerating Blast. Just like, I don't know what was open. I really don't. I'm going to take Llanowar Elves here and like it. There's an Archmage of Runes. Is it Archmage or Archmage? Whatever. Sunblessed Healer is very good. Librarian's fine, but, you know, obviously this deck just wants Llanowar Elf more than anything. So I'll take it. There's a loot. Oh, I could have taken a Beastkin Ranger, I guess, in a previous pack. That would have been interesting. I don't really care about Needletooth Pack. I'm wondering if I want to take a loot or just like a Beastkin Ranger. This card's too sweet. I want to try it. That's a second coma. That's a second coma. Well, what am I taking if I'm red-green? Cackling Prowler? Oh my god. I have no 2 drops, although I'm taking Cackling Prowler. Nope. You are not. You are not going to trick me. You are not going to trick me. We are just going to go red-green, splash blue. Okay? That is the plan. That is the plan, and we are sticking with it. Do I take the Snare Spinner or Snakeskin Veil? I feel like this is a Snakeskin Veil deck, so let's go ahead and take that. Bite Down or Mild-Mannered Librarian. I think I need more interaction, so I'll take the Bite Down. Librarian's pretty good too. Actually, I'll take the Librarian. I need more cheap things to play anyways. Here, I'll take the Prowler. Alright, I think we're making some attempt to cobble together a deck. I'm not sure about the loot pick. It could have easily been just the 3-mana 3/3, especially because it triggers all the 4 power stuff. I guess we get one here. Kind of wish I took the other one as well. But we are at least putting together what looks like a potentially playable deck. A lot of qualifiers there. There's a Wary Thespian, which I'm going to take. It's just a 2-mana play. I don't like 3/1s in general, but the fact that this ETBs and dies with Surveil 1 is not bad, and certainly like it more than Elfsworn Giant. Okay, here's an interesting one. I don't think I need a 3rd Gorehorn Raider. Nobody is respecting Felidar Savior, which does sadden me a little bit. I guess I'll take Brazen Scourge. Double red is really hard to pull off, though. Oh, the Beastkin Ranger tabled. Very happy with that. Okay, we're seeing a bunch of these blue cards as well. I'm going to play the Snare Spinner. Alright, let's keep the blue splash to an absolute minimum here. I think I will play the Campus Guide as a necessary evil for the Zimone, just to give myself, first of all, just another 2-drop, which I kind of need anyways, and the ability to splash the Zimone. I don't think Balmor or any of the other blue cards are worthy of the splash, so I think we're just going to go with this. And given the fact that we only have 7 red sources, I just don't think the Brazen Scourge is particularly strong here. So this is probably what we're going to go with. Although we do have 2 mana creatures. I'm wondering if we should maybe play 1 less land. But we do have 4 5 mana plays. Let's take a look at the sideboard to see if we're missing out on anything. Hey, I am shocked that we were able to cobble something that looks remotely playable, given the just obscene amounts of waffling that we did over the course of this draft. Yeah, I'm actually okay not playing the Brazen Scourge. Just vanilla creatures just don't do that well in this format. Double red is kind of rough. You have to be heavy red. 7 mountains is just not going to get it done. We have some mana sinks here. But Campus Guide also gets us a land. Yeah, I don't really have anything else worth splashing. There's like the Apothecary Stomper, but I think this card's also pretty bad. All right, whatever. Let's run this. Ooh, this might... You know what? This was kind of a train wreck. Like, the last deck was pretty sweet, blue-black control. This one was kind of a train wreck, but we'll see how this goes. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, and given how things are going with this draft, I'm going to need some support. The best way to do so is through my Patreon. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support, which really does allow me to continue making all of this content. I'm going to keep this hand here. Could use a Llanowar Elf, but of course every hand could use a Llanowar Elf, but we have some Courageous Goblins and a 4-power creature. This hand is at least capable of somewhat curving out. They have a Burst Lightning, it seems. One of the only decent red cards. Now I will take... Loot doesn't seem very good here, so I'll just play the Eager Truffle Snout. Micromancer from the opponent. Probably getting another Burst Lightning. Let's see if they have 2. Okay, they do not. It's good for us. Sure. Would have loved to be able to trigger the Cackling Prowler. The Ward 2 is what puts this card over the top. Alright, they need to cycle, it seems. Wow, they just have nothing? That was their turn? Alright, land would have been awesome. But I'm going to play a Campus Guide. And go get an island. Attack. Depending on how much mana they leave up, that'll kind of dictate what I choose to do. Obviously, I'm pretty inclined to just run out Zimone. Archmage of Runes. That's good. That is good. So if I play this, this becomes a 4-3. Archmage of Runes is really, really hard to beat. But hopefully so is Zimone. Oh my gosh! Right of the Dragon Caller? Whoa! That's kind of nuts. Wow. I mean, they're just gonna absolutely go off. I don't even know what to do. I guess I just do that and then kill the Firebrand Archer, I guess. I don't know. Alright, well. Right of the Dragon Caller in play. I need a forest so I can overrun. Yep. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Oh no. Alright. Draw 3 cards. Okay, that doesn't actually trigger it. which is good. I feel like they thought that it would. Oh my gosh. I'm losing to Ride of the Dragon Caller. Okay. They have Niv Mizzet too. They just have like all the rare Signpost Dragon cards. Forest. Four, 8, 9, 10, 13. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12. 16, 20, 22, 25. That puts him down to 1. All right. Do they have another fleeting distraction? No way, right? Oh, they sure do. They sure do. This is not. I mean, you know what? You know what? It's fine. You know what? This is cool. At least this was cool, right? You got to see my opponent do cool things. Did I have fun? Absolutely not. But at least you got to see my opponent do cool things. I guess... I mean, the Aetherize would have been even worse when I had the overrun. I just couldn't provide enough pressure here. Man. Brutal. I mean, they're going to have to make pretty bad blocks here. Okay. All right. Yep. Mocking Sprite, okay. Thrill of Possibility, okay. I have another Gorehorn Raider in my deck. So if I draw that, I guess that's my only out. What a deck! What a deck! I guess that's how you win with a blue-red spells deck. Or at least have some fun while doing it. I mean, there's a... Yeah. Alright, good. GG. Hey. At the very least, I was able to entertain all of you. My opponent, as you say, as one would say, had it all. Alright, opponent choosing to play first. I'm gonna keep this. Hopefully we can find a blue source. Frenzied Goblin turn 1 from the opponent. This Wary Thespian's gonna have to do a lot of work. Another blue-red deck. A little more aggressive blue-red deck, it seems. Okay, opponent has figured out how to use Frenzied Goblin. Okay. Alright, Wary Thespian into 2-drop would be nice. I don't think I want a 5-drop. Because I want to be able to go 2-drop into Zimone. Or 3-drop, I guess. But I would prefer 2-drop. Axeguard Cavalry. What is going on here? Main phase Spectral Sailor? Like, what? Okay, there's the 2-drop. And then we will run out the Thornwood Falls and pass. Here's my question. Do I just run out Zimone or wait till I have Snakeskin Veil? If I have another play next turn, do I run out the Zimone? What happens if I draw a Forest? Then do I hold it? I mean, if I have no play, I feel like I just have to play the Zimone. So... I guess they will make it so that the Courageous Goblin can't block. I'll just take it all. Beatdowns! Now they have to kill Zimone, and if they do, I can just overrun and they die. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Like, if they bounce Zimone and attack with everything, I cast Overrun and they die. Like, the whole them spending a mana every turn to make my creature not able to block is just not where you want to be right now. Okay. All right. So a couple of spells that they can play next turn. Does either of these have trample? No. So let's just add it all up. If I cast Overrun, I will have, because Zimone also puts 2 counters, that's 3 power, right? So, oh wow, that's also really good. So let's just add it up. 3, 6 plus 4 is 10 damage. 13, 16, 19 damage of trample. 19 damage versus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 toughness. 19 minus 7 is 12. Let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 13, 16, 19, 18, 16, 14, 12. Oh, one more from the Goblin too. I forgot about that. All right, Overrun. Hey, if I can go 2-drop, 3-drop Zimone Overrun, yes, my deck is capable of winning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you block. Boom. An oldie but a goodie. Okay. How many games am I going to win with this deck? It just depends on how often I play Zimone on turn 4, I think. Alright, opponent on the play. Hey, Thornwood falls into Ruby. Certainly keeping this. We seem to draw this a lot. I like Overrun as a top deck. You always hate to see it in your opener because it's kind of a mulligan. Because this is kind of a finisher type card and it's just really expensive. But I mean, we do have a handful of creatures, so Firebrand, sure. Get the life back here at least with the Thornwood Falls. Seer, oh my gosh. That's gross. This is so silly. What kind of start is this? Firebrand, Seer Slicer, kill your thing? Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna just play creatures and hope for the best. Wow. Yeah, come on. It's getting kind of old here. There, buddy. Just firebrand the thing and attack me for 4. Yeah. Yep. I'm actually going to play the Ward 2 creature because they have been stuck on lands. Okay, maybe that gives us a little bit of reprieve. Actually, they can just attack with 3 tokens. Ugh. Well, untapped land here would be great. Alright, well. We're at 9. The Gorehorn Raider isn't bad. We have 2 blockers now at least, but they got their black-white land going as well, so just another one of those instances where if they have some way to deal with one of my creatures, we basically lose on the spot. But if they don't, we might have a shot if we can draw land here for the Gorehorn Raider. God, X1s are so outrageously bad in this format. Look at these X1s. Just so many ways to make tokens and such. Well, hopefully the Snakeskin Veil does. Oh my god. They splash for heroic reinforcements. They're just living all the dreams here. I'm just dead. Okay. That was a beating. That was a beating. I played out my hand and I lost. All right, 1 and 2. Can we rattle off a few more so we don't just embarrass ourselves with a very short video here? I'm on the play. This is a solid hand. Turn 2 Ruby into things. Okay. Don't burst lightning me. Axguard Cavalry. Boom. Truffle Snout. Bash for 3. Mono red? What you got? Hardfire Immolator. I think Ruby is going down. Oh! That I mind less. I really need the mana here for the Ruby. They're probably attacking me. Interesting. Just gonna play the Prowler here and attack. Ruby, very, very strong. Very, very strong. Next turn I can attack for 4. And then play the Gorehorn Raider. Depends on what they do. Ravenous Amulet, not great on this board. The fact that it's at sorcery speed just takes a lot away from it. Because I can now just run out the Gorehorn Raider and kill the cavalry. And, oh, all the triggers. This is a lot. Slagstorm doesn't really do it. Okay, we got 2 wins! 2 on the board. We lost to that Seer Slicer Goblin nonsense, and then the block constructed Izzet control deck. So, you know, maybe we can win half our games? Maybe. Okay. 2 and 2 on the play, double forest. I've got a campus guide, I guess I'm keeping. I'm just going to use that to get a mountain here. As much as I would like to get an island. I guess if we top deck a mountain, we can still go we can then get our island. By the way, this card has a 45% win rate. Yeah. Yup. Like I said, X1's not ideal. I'm only doing this because my best card is Zimone, and without Zimone, my deck's kind of hopeless. But we're going to use it to get a mountain here. I just got to be able to play out my hand. Next turn we can go Courageous Goblin plus Llanowar Elves. The problem is there's just so many... Alright! That just means our opponent's deck is not that great either. That's all that means. The thing is, the mana fixing isn't insane in this format. There is no Spineseeker Centipede to fix all your problems. Alright, so they got a swamp. We have the goblin. Next turn we can play Truffle Snout to give our goblin menace. Beastkin Ranger. Okay. Alright. Getting some damage in. Truffle Snout's pretty good. The trample is what makes it nice, because that means there's just a really high probability that you're going to be able to get a food out of the deal. Sky Knight Squire on the splash, it looks like. But they're living all the dreams. Good for you. Good for you. I'll take a land here. Okay. I have like all the combat trick mana up right now, so it might be tough for them to actually block. But they're going to. I mean, I guess blocking with the Dwinnen's Elite isn't too bad here. We still get a food out of the deal, and we get to put a big creature into play. So I think I'm not super happy with this, but it's okay. Now, if they play another creature here, then obviously this thing just is a 4/4 flyer, and we're kind of in a racing situation almost. I guess they're green, white, splash, black. That would make sense. Nope, they're just all three colors. Like, what are you splashing? Sky Knight Squire? What are you splashing? What are you splashing? It must be the Sky Knight Squire. The thing is, like, why would you splash this card? It's a card that's good on turn 2. So just a little something to learn in the future. If you're splashing a card, it needs to be good at all points in the game. Okay? Like, that's how you should be splashing. I'm going to pass. They have 2 mana up, and the next turn I'll just make a big attack. Like, if they just play Pilfer, there's a pretty high chance they had some kind of combat trick there, so... Grow from the Ashes. Okay. Overrun off the top. That would be good. Llanowar Elves. Okay, they're not going to attack me. Well, maybe they will. We'll see. But we get to attack back for a fair amount here. And we have the food to gain life, so... Pretty good racing situation. But now that they played the Llanowar Elf, they can double block the Courageous Goblin with an Elf, which is not great for us. Oh, that's... I don't mind that. Okay, let's exile something from their graveyard. I guess a creature? Let's get the Dwinnen's Elite. I mean, they have 1 mana available. Like, what do I... If the Ranger blocks... I'm just... These have Menace, so they're not going to get blocked. Ranger's probably going to block this. Elf blocks this, and they take 12. Yeah, this seems okay. I think I'm going to play the land in case they burglar rats me, and then if I top deck overrun, I can win the game. But assuming they don't have the -2/-2 spell, I think Llanowar Elf should go on... Okay, now they're looking at a card in their hand, so that's not great for me. But I just need to be as aggressive as possible here. So this is a giant growth then. This is a giant growth. Okay, no, I have no idea what this is. My creature tramples. What do you... What? This tramples. It blocked the Llanowar Elf. Okay. Alright. Well, they're at 6. Giant growth was definitely good. I mean, it was going to get us anyways. They have 2 cards. It's going to be close. If they can kill my Ambush Wolf, it's really annoying for us. Gnarlid Colony. Whoa, just 2 mana? Giant growth doesn't do it. Because I have the food. Giant growth does not do it. Really close, actually. Can we just get an overrun off the top? That would be sweet. I think it's giant growth. So let's say they attack me with the Squire and keep these 2 back. Block, block, they die. Okay. No attacks. All right. All right. Okay, so given that they kept the Squire back, the Squire blocks the Ambush Wolf. The Courageous Goblin gets double blocked here, and then they take 4, so I can't actually attack. So I guess I'm just going to pass. They should have just played the big Gnarly Colony. They kept up mana, so obviously that makes things a lot scarier. Overrun, Sure Strike, any of those cards would be nice. They could also have Rebuke. I don't think I'm ever beating a Rebuke, but obviously that's something that they can have given that they played this for 2 mana. Alright, these are not good times to draw lands, I'm just going to say. These are not good times to draw lands. What happened to my loot? Oh, it got pilfered. Such a horrible time to draw lands. Ugh. Wow, they found a removal spell? Ugh. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I like how it wants to tap like that. Silly, silly game. Trying to force the action a little bit here. See how they block. I almost want to kill the Gnarlid Colony so that the Sky Knight Squire can't just trample over and kill me. So if they double block, I might just kill the colony. Alright, our opponent took it. I hope they don't kill my Snare Spinner and then Giant Growth or Sky Knight Squire. Okay. They took it? That's also terrifying. We're gonna block everything and hope for the best. Overrun kills us. 20 damage? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we take 11. Overrun kills us. Elfsworn Giant does not. They must have a land here, you know. Such a close game. Now that there are two, a Gorehorn Raider off the top also does it. If they attack me with the Squire, I'm obviously blocking with the Snare Spinner. If they attack with Beastkin Ranger, it's like it's probably a Giant Growth or something, right? Okay. Yeah, that's extremely aggressive. So I'm going to assume that they have Giant Growth. So if they attack like this, this tramples over for 3 damage, puts me at 5. So I just need to block everything. I can block this here to minimize damage that I take. Again, this is 5 plus 3, 8 damage. Ah, that's brutal. Ugh. How do I block? 5, 6, 7 plus 3. Okay, so I block here, and then I take 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to double block. How do I win if I do that, though? So can I just not be Giant Growth? Maybe not. Three, 4, 5, 6. This is 5 trample. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that doesn't work. If I want to play around Giant Growth, I have to do this. But this just doesn't seem very good. But I just feel like they don't make this attack unless they don't have Giant Growth. I feel like they have Giant Growth. 1 plus 3, 4. They can get me down to 1 life with Giant Growth. And I can draw Gorehorn Raider for the win. Or Overrun. Overrun would also do it. So we still give ourselves outs, right? To beat Giant Growth. Okay. Maybe they just never had anything? Maybe that was just like a crazy attack? I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, I'm going to block the Elfsworn Giant here. Land obviously wasn't great. I mean, that has to be a Giant Growth attack, right? Now there's no real shot I can win, but... Could be Snakeskin Veil. No. Alright. You know what? I feel good about this. I feel good at least knowing that we played around Giant Growth and still gave ourselves an opportunity to top deck to win that game. Our deck wasn't very good, and this is what happens. And like, I'm going to try to post my good decks and also my train wreck decks Just so all of you know that it does happen to everybody, right? It does happen to everybody, and I absolutely deserve the result of this draft. I mean, the problem was we first picked Zimone, and we just started waffling. We saw some red, but not enough red. And then we saw some blue. Blue and green could have been open. But the thing is, the problem with the blue-green deck was my curve was god-awful. There were just no two-mana. There's just not enough cheap things to play. So I really leaned into the red cards because I had the 2 goblins and the ruby. Whereas if I wanted to go into blue-green, I would have had an Elementalist Adept, which was really bad in blue-green. And so for that reason, I kind of opted to just stay the course with red-green. I could have had an even slower deck with double Coma. The problem is, and maybe, I took the Llanowar Elves, but that's it. The problem with green is Llanowar Elves is the best green common in the set, and it's the 25th best common overall. How insane is that? That's so weak. That is so weak. So, all in all, I think the part of this was just us waffling. I think I'm going to have to review this draft, but I feel like black and green specifically was maybe the color combination that we needed to be, given that what we saw. Maybe even green-white, because we saw the Felidars. Green was reasonably open enough. The problem is I just couldn't find good 2-drops, and so I kind of just ended up leaning into this deck, which was okay, but nothing special. And, this deck was lacking interaction. Red was not even open. I had Zimone, and that's basically it, and a bunch of random green creatures. And obviously, that's just not going to be what it takes to get it done. And we have a well-deserved 2 and 3. And of course, we're going to have to bounce back. Try to bounce back in tomorrow's draft video because this one was rough. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Additionally, check out tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to purchase sealed product or singles at the most competitive prices, check out tcgplayer.com and make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want high quality deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.